Now, Al, I'm stealing your thunder in this one. The past 23 years, only the Bulldogs have won the flag from outside the top four. So your selections are going to be crucial to what's going to unfold this season. Jason, I'm coming to you first.
Yep.
Who do you have getting the double chance?
Well, I know that you two have both got an absolute bolter in your top four. I don't. I've got Melbourne, Brisbane, Geelong and the Tigers.
Okay, Al, we have the bolt. I want to go through your top four.
Yeah, well, as Jason mentioned, bolters historically for the last decade or so, a team has jumped from outside the 8 into the top 4. So I had to pick one, and I think the Blues are probably best placed. It's hard to find a case for too many of the other teams that missed the 8 last year. Maybe Port if everything goes their way, but Carlton, the talent's there. Will it all come together?
Yeah, I'm with you. I've got Carlton in there, so Geelong, Melbourne, Carlton and Collingwood. I know you have the Lions in there. Very bullish for you, having them second pick.
Well, I wouldn't have thought so, given they were roundabout last year and they've recruited well. I don't think it's a huge connection to actually link them to the top 4, Diggo.
I was just trying to land a blow, the one you landed on me last week. All right, for Premier, who do you have as the Premier?
The Ds. I think they've got a pretty fit list. They've learned a few things from last year and they're ready to go.
Al?
Yeah, no, I'm with that as well. And, we know they've gone out and got Brodie Grundy. Lockie Hunter could be a handy, sneaky pickup as well. But, you have to try something different to win a flag, and they're definitely doing that. So I guess we won't really know if it's going to work until we see it in action. But it's going to be pretty hard to combat. They'll have the best midfield in the comp by a fair margin, and that's a pretty good place to start.
Yeah,
I've got genius.
I've got Geelong back-to-back. Yeah, and I am a genius. IQ is my middle name. Let's look. We've looked at the top. Let's look at the tail. So everyone wants to know the wooden spooners. We don't, because we're Hawthorn supporters. I don't have Hawthorn there. I have West Coast. But Jason, I'm intrigued to know who you've got at the bottom of the ladder.
I get why you have West Coast, but I just think that trip over to the West is going to win them a few games. I'm going for back-to-back-to-back, which is rather scary. And I don't want to upset North Melbourne fans. I just don't think their list has a profile yet that's going to allow it to improve markedly.
You got
upsetting Clarko?
Yeah, he loves upsetting Clarko.
No, I don't.
Back-to-back-to-back. Al, who have you got?
Well, I've got the Eagles there. I don't see they've done a whole lot different to last year. They're basically banking on getting some players fit, and we've already seen Elliot Yeo's fallen over on the eve of round 1, so it's not great signs for them. They lose Josh Kennedy. Oscar Allen comes back, but that sort of basically fills that hole. Yeah, it's hard to see them improving, really.
On the eve of the season, this is where the fans, before round 1 kicks off, which is tonight, they love to look at the Brownlow Medal, the Coleman Medal and the Rising Star. So we'll start with the Brownlow Medal. I'm going to give you a bolter because you're going to clip me anyway. I've got Tom Papley. Now,
oh my, okay.
I didn't want that on the rundown because I wanted his genuine reaction.
Oh, my goodness.
That's exactly what I got, a genuine reaction.
Is he playing full-time midfield this year?
He's playing a lot more midfield this year.
Full-time midfield this year?
Not full-time.
Well, then you can't win it.
Well, I know history. You've suggested it's a midfielder's medal.
Not a suggestion. It is a midfielder's medal. That is fact, history proven.
Okay, history proven and history can be broken. So I'm going Tom Papley. Who you got for the Brownlow?
I'm going for Petrarca. I reckon he's going to have a belter of a year and kick some more goals.
Al, are you coming with me?
Well, I think Petrarca might play a little bit more forward. So I like the Bond, who I think will get a lot more time in the guts with the Bulldogs lighting up in the forward line. I mentioned last week he won't be needed as much down there, so you can just win all those centre clearances and kick those big match-winning goals. Yeah, well, we've got a Coleman medalist on the panel. It's not me, it's not you, Al. Charlie Curnow. I've got Charlie as the back-to-back. You sure you didn't mean to put Papley for the Coleman medal? I might have him as well, yeah. Why don't we just throw this up? It's not April Fool's yet. But Charlie Curnow, I know you've got the same. I'm with you. I think if he stays fit, he's the best athlete, the best forward going around. We're talking about fitness. Curnow pipped Tom Lynch for the Coleman last year, but on average goals per game, Lynch actually slightly edged him out, but he played, I think, 3 fewer games. So might start a little bit slowly, Tommy, because he's had an interrupted pre-season, but if he can get going, I think he can maybe claim that medal. What about the Rising Star? So we've got Will Ashcroft, we've got Finn Callaghan, and as we look at that now, I think we're pretty sold on Will Ashcroft. We're going to see some great young names playing the game this year, but the buzz around Will Ashcroft and everything we've seen so far just suggests he's going to make an impact, isn't it? Yeah, I mean, I looked through the list of the top contenders and trying to think if I could make a case for someone to beat Will Ashcroft, but it's really hard. I mean, he's obviously dominated at junior level, and he played 3 games last year in the VFL against senior opposition, and he averaged 27 disposals and 5 tackles. So he's just going to step in and be ready to go from day one. All right, hopefully you enjoyed our fighting off the first and hopefully enjoyed our casting of the crystal ball on what's going to happen in 2023.
Footy is life. It's loyalty, rivalry, love and pain. Footy is everything. That's why we've made a betting brand for footy fans. That's better. Gamble responsibly.